What up? What up? What up, everybody? How you doing? Let me wait for some people to get up in here. Just give me a second. Let me see if I can get Brother Sanchez up in here today. Uh, Let me just use here. Just give me a second. Let me send him an email. All right. Good. So I got that email sent out. Uh, I'll go ahead and take that one down. Hello, everybody. What's good? Oh, let me go ahead and get my boy Jorge uh, 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 a tool. There you go. What's good? Let me let a few people get up in here real quick. How y'all doing out there? How's my audio? Can y'all hear me? Oh, no problem, bro. You earned it. So I just went over to, IPS's other channel, Flat Earth Network or Flat Earth News Network or whatever. And, I went over there to just say, hey, I'm about to go live talking about alchemy, chemistry, and flat earth science or whatever. Right? So he gonna say, so he read my comment and everything, and then he gonna say, well, that sounds quite confusing. And basically either like I guess the tour people or something, like so he won't be getting a wrench anytime soon. I'm like, I didn't ask you for a wrench. I don't even like you anyway. Not like that, you know. But I guess as long as I just stick to flat earth, that everybody wants to be my friend. That makes you just as biased as a glober, as these globalists, these heliocentric enthusiasts. Okay? Because we're building on how they're using flat earth to hide true chemistry, to hide alchemy. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny though. You waiting for my plumber trying to load. Oh, okay, okay, okay. You wait your You're a plumber over there right now, bro? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, George. I don't understand. Okay, cool. Awesome, awesome. Well, the link is there ready for you to click whenever you get um as a matter of fact, let me see if my what you call it loader. The link is there ready for you to click whenever. Let me see, check on something. Let me see. Just give me a moment. Um, Let me see my boy DQ. Okay. Let me see my boy. Let me see my boy Dre. One thing about being friends with people on Messenger, you can send them the direct link to their Messenger. So let's see. Uh, let's see. Just give me a second, y'all. All right. Uh, okay. I think. Okay. Oh, nope, that's not it. Bring that out. Let's see. Do this. Yeah, it's like that's why I really don't support his dude channel anymore, man. Cause he's one of the go over the same. I mean, to me, his content is boring. He keep going over the same thing. Yes, we know the Earth is flat. Yes, we know NASA is lying. Yes, we know they're coming up with all these technology to keep people deceived and sleep. Yes, we know that. We know that. But you said the truth seeker, speak the truth on all sciences, right? Speak the truth on all sciences, man. Don't be coming. I mean, it's just crazy, man. And I just don't get it. Let me see. Let me go ahead and share and tweet the video out. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm typing to my Facebook real quick. Oh, and for the record, if he can't, if any of his subs or mods come here or whatever, letting me know, and I will, if he ever jump on the panel with me with Brother Sanchez, I will be exposing him. I will be exposing him. So I don't know if any big fans of his out there, but yeah, I'm gonna expose this guy. You know. Let me see. Okay, cool. Okay, I think I got it sent out. Be right back. Garbage here. You gotta. Okay, cool. Yeah, he need to be exposed, and I'm gonna be the one to do it. Cause it doesn't make any sense. Like he could have been like, "Oh, okay, this should be interesting," but no, he's he's gonna say something else. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna say something else. Like, you know, um, this sounds confusing. You're not gonna get a rent anytime soon. Basically, why you talking mixing the three, and they show that he does no research. Tom, what's up, Tom? Let me try to get some more people up in here, man. Don't want them to miss this truth, you know. Does anybody know Dreads? Sorry, hold on. Oh no, that's cool because I was headed out the door anyway. Does anybody know Dre's email so I can send him a link to the show? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. And they chopped your head. Oh, you were there? Did you see it? Here, I'm finna add you to the panel, brother. There you go. I went to Flat Earth Network. I mean Flat Earth News Network or something. Flat Earth Network. It's one of IPS's channel, Infinite Plane Society's channel, and he basically was saying like, basically, us building on alchemy and chemistry is stupid. As long as it's just strictly with flat Earth. Oh, really? I didn't even I didn't even know they banned me. Even though one of his moderators let him know that it was Jamaican Titan that typed that. Yeah, he a hater, right? So even after they, even after I know let myself know who I was and whatever. I was like, this is my backup channel. So basically, it's like what you talking about is stupid. if it ain't not about flat Earth. So if you ever jump on the panel, you're gonna be exposed as a biased MF idiot. Yeah, I didn't even want a wrench. I didn't even want a wrench. I knew that he got a lot of followers and subscribers. I just use his platform to promote my channel to come get the real truth and don't have to worry about being labeled as a shield. You changing. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I need to save you as a favorite. Close the door. Yeah, I need to email you as a favorite. Um I gotta put it in the chat again. Put Tom real quick, put your email in the chat real quick. Let's say they think they chopped my head off. I should have went. I mean, what else? Boca, yeah. Boca Tom, right? Ain't it Boca Tom? Ain't it a TOM on the end of that? Yeah, I just sent it to you. Did it if it went straight to your hangout, yeah, I sent it to you. Boca RA time. Okay, let me see. All right, let me try it. All right. I think I sent it to you. Go ahead. But yeah, Bo Jackson, that's me, brother. That's me. If you got a link, if you just got the link through your Google Hangout, that's me, bro. This one, see, this is the sole purpose of Science Academy, and I came up with this name from Flat Earth because when you wake up to Flat Earth, you wake up to a whole bunch of other sciences. You wake up to weather engineering, weapon engineering. You wake up to a lot of hidden aviation, science on aviation. You wake up to medicine. You wake up to so many different sciences. So for someone to basically say it's confusing and virtually dumb to talk about any other science besides flat Earth, you dumb. You just making your followers um blinded. Basically, you just making them follow. You know, flat Earth underdog. I just sent you a new one, Bo Jackson. Oh, okay. No wonder I sent. Oh man, no wonder I sent you. Bunny, come get your wrench, baby. Mwah. All right, I'm send it again, then, Bo Jackson. There you go. Try that one. Flat Earth Underdog. Hey man, get your butt up on this panel, man. Yeah, man, come get your butt up on this panel, dog. Send me your email. I was on the panel with you the other night with Bro Sanchez. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on. Send your email so I can send you an invite, bro. Yeah, Dojo jump on right now. He's waiting for his plumber. I mean, he's over there with his. I think he said he was over there with his plumber. So I'm sure he'll jump on once his plumber leave. He waiting for his plumber to unload or load up or something. So just like somebody else was Jorge. Jorge is waiting for his carpet cleaners too. So I'm talking about, man. People showing love up in here. I'm talking about, baby. People showing some love up in here. Let me see. Get off at 6. So are you in the East Coast? Are you in the East Coast? So that means, hold on, let me go ahead and send you an invite. Hmm. I wonder why I didn't. Okay. So it's not letting me do it this way, so I had to do it. I had to do it another way. Okay. All right. I gotta do it to my email, direct email. Give me a second, people. Okay, let me get this. Let me get this. Uh, okay. All right. No, we're gonna. Okay, it's saying it's not working. Flatter underdog. Maybe if I lowercase the G. Let me try it now. Nope. Hold on, bro. It says it's not working. Yeah, you got David Batch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. G. Oh, duh. Duh. I know what I did wrong. Oops. think I forgot to add the .com in there. This one. David Bennett. Okay, cool. All right, I got your link coming, brother. Cool, cool. I'm getting new subscribers in today. I'm gonna have IG. I got Instagram, but I hardly be on it though. Let's see. Okay, I finished sending straight to your email. Bo Jackson. Uh, Oops. All right, Bo Jackson. I just sent it to you. Give it time to refresh and then click on it. So, oh shoot, you won't be off for another 2 hours. Well, for another hour. You insane. Yep, that's what time is here, but I got 4:45. Pittsburgh in the house. See, that's what's up. I'm trying to get Dre Midas up in here. What up, Bo Jackson? How you doing?
I'm gonna try to close all these links out.
I hear you, brother. Yeah, I'm picking up where we left off earlier, man. Me and Dojo Time, man, we had a powerful build
That's what he said.
on alchemy and chemistry and stuff. And Tom was there too. Tom Buddhist. He was
Oh yeah,
there.
I missed
Yeah.
that today.
Yeah, he seems legit. I actually seen his face and stuff, and you know what I'm saying. I was skeptical at first about having him join the panel, but then when he jumped in, he had his camera on, so I was like, he's cool. He said he recently woke up to flat Earth too.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So when you went over there, I just had jumped in, and you jumped in at the same time. They chopped both of us down, and all I said was
I
like,
didn't even know I got blocked. I left the channel
"Yeah."
so quick. I didn't even
He
know they
said,
blocked me.
he said, "Block his ass,"
That's what
and
IPS
I said,
said.
and I put like at Science Academy. I said, "What's good, bro?" And they said, "Block his ass too." I'm like, "Damn."
Oh, see, I didn't even see you chat. I didn't even see your chat. I must have left that quick.
Why when I type in that chat room that you don't like he doesn't see it?
He said, "Well, oh, you breaking up a little, bro."
How can he like make my messages where you can't see them?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like when I was typing in there, it would show my name in the chat, but like on his screen, it wouldn't show it.
Oh, that means it was it your first message or after you block him? I mean, after he blocked you.
Uh, it was like all my messages.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would type, it would show like if I type in your chat, in your live chat, it would show. I don't have a wrench over there because I don't want one, but it would show in the live chat, but when it would scroll up on his screen when he was presenting, it wouldn't show my name or nothing.
There's a cow, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he's doing that.
I don't know. Let me see.
He's got out.
What did it say? Go to channel report, remove, put user in time up, block, remove moder. I don't know because I don't even see those controls.
Yeah, and I like purposely after like he booted, I was purposely putting comments in there to see if it would show up, and it wouldn't. But it still, but you know, you would think it wouldn't allow me to post.
Yeah, you would think so, right?
Yeah, like it ain't no timeout, nothing. Like it shows it, and like none of my messages get deleted or nothing like in the live chat. But he doesn't see him. Oh, that's just weird.
Hey, baby. Um, hold on, give me one moment, Bo Jackson. Give me one moment.
Yeah, am I still breaking up?
Yeah, you are a little bit.
Or,
Yeah, give me one moment. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm finna move to the living room. Give me one moment. Okay, I'm back.
he said these were bad. I know. Right. Hey, so what was you talking about with alchemy? Like, what was you guys getting into?
We was getting in basically. We was getting into how. I have to bring the article up. I still got it pulled up so I can share my screen. Hold on. Let me get set up real quick. Oh, and I need my bottle of water. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Now, I'm gonna put this article back up. But we was basically going on how to me the article we was reading really debunks Big Bang Theory and how some use says that they use alchemy like something that's the body and it was like sulfur is the body. There was a quote out of somebody's memoir or something that said it's sulfur is my body and mercury is my spirit. I don't know, have you ever heard that before?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, is my mic still messed up?
Yeah.
Because if it
Yeah,
jump
yeah,
out,
you still breaking up in and out.
drop out, come back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still there. You know, hold on, let me see. Let me go ahead and do a roll call real quick. So roll call, see Billy Sanchez, what's going on? George Garcia, what's good? Dojo Time, I see ya. And Tom Buddhist, I see you out there. You got Bo Jackson here on the panel. And Flat Earth Underdog, what's good? What's cracking? And I think I already got Bunny. In your sweet place. I see you. Science Academy is a sweet place for everybody. You know? And I think,
What about now?
oh, that's much better. Yeah.
All right. So look, here's what I was wanting to say. Like, uh, what do you think with alchemy and with it being spiritual aspect as well?
To me, that's all I'm thinking. Because as far as being flat earth and stuff, I think it's all spiritual.
Yeah, because it's like alchemy is like very misunderstood. Like
I don't
most of
think
the
spirits concur.
interpretation, they leave out the spiritual aspect of it. It seems like a lot of times, like when you hear like most people speak on it.
Yeah, I don't think spirits concur. I don't think so, can they?
Yeah, I mean, I think alchemy is more spiritual process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which like I don't know, it like metaphorically, I guess, uh, be interpreted by the person who's working with like whatever substance it is, or you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I notice a lot of people leave the spiritual part out of it.
You say you believe you know it's a lot of people that do what now?
They leave like the spiritual part out.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why. Cause we're all spirits. To me, it's like we all spirits that harvest. I mean, that harvest. Is that the word I'm looking for? Harbor that harbor other spirit,
Mhm.
inner spirit. You know. But that's why when I was, that's why I didn't even know why IPS did that. And I'm
Yeah,
glad he blocked me. That
there's like
goes.
a whole bunch of like misinformation out there about it, though.
Yeah. I'm kind of like I say, I'm kind of glad he blocked me because when I expose him face to face, I'm not gonna really do no live stream on him or nothing or whatever. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, yeah, you're screen sharing, right?
Okay, I'm back.
Are you
But
you screen sharing?
yeah, I'm screen sharing
Yeah.
to everyone. This is exactly where me and Dojo and Tom Buddhist left off. This
So
part right here.
what's Dojo's perspective on it?
Um, his his perspective on is basically I would like to say the natural alchemy is connected to the alchemy within ourselves, like our body and stuff.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah,
he's really versatile on, the alchemy of your digestive system, of your brain waves and stuff like that. But as he was doing this, he was actually doing research on his end, looking up what certain words meant or was breaking down certain words. So we were just like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? I'll say something, he'll already be on it with the research.
yeah,
And then I keep reading, and then he'll explain it down, he'll explain it to me, then I'll read some more, and then boom, he right there with clockwork again. I mean, and look what my scroll bar is. We not even what 25% into the we're not even 25% into it. And we build a lot on it. I don't know. This might have to be a part three or something. I want to continue to really focus on this
yeah. I'm trying to see that. What is that? Sacred-text.com.
right here.
Yeah, what's that website?
Oh, that's the address bar. It's actually
I mean,
let
that's where
me
that
remind.
article's at, right?
Hold on, hold on, give me a second. Let me mark my spot so I won't lose our spot on the page. I think that was it, wasn't it? Yep. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show it to you. I think that was it, wasn't it? Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Ooh. I can't wait till I get to this part. Yeah. So I'm gonna mark my spot. I'm gonna show you my scroll.
All right.
Use my scroll bar. This is where we at. Um. Well, it's supposed to be. This is actually Hermetic Museum. I thought it would come back to the title, but it didn't. And I'm on the part of the Golden Tract. Oh, look at this symbolism right here.
Yeah, I just was getting ready to say that.
Let me just click on this real quick.
What's at the bottom of that?
Yeah, I'm about to zoom in. We're finna see what's up with this. Let me.
The moon.
Is that big? Is that too big for you?
No, that's good.
Okay. So it says Omni. Ah, I need somebody to decode this.
Yeah, you don't ask me. Damn. All I see is the sun and moon.
Uh-huh. And look how the sun. Look how the sun, the moon is facing the ground.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that page.
Yeah, Hermetic Museum. HERMETIC Museum. But look at the double cross. That's what
Yeah,
this
yeah.
that's what's tripping me
Sanchez
out.
did something about that a while back with the double cross. I can't remember what it was.
You said who was?
Sanchez did something on that double cross. I forget what it was.
Yeah,
Just
I sent him an email to the thing. I'm trying to get him to. I'm trying to get him to. I'm trying to get him in on here. So when I scroll down and I see this one, I brought this one up earlier,
yeah, I've
and
seen
it's like they changed it around. How they trying to say that everything is revolving around the sun. You got the man and the woman, and
I've seen that one before.
yeah, it doesn't. What the hell? Hold on, let me clear this off. I hate when these stupid ads just pop up. Okay, you see that? I mean, it's like everything is spinning around the sun.
Yeah, that's
It,
exactly what they're trying to say right there.
yeah, but these symbols right here are all flat Earth symbols, but yet they still going to try to push that everything is going around the sun.
Yeah, you see the little like at what would that be? 10 o'clock right
10
there,
o'clock
like the little squirt, like the little like the snake or the ripple effect.
right here.
Yeah,
Yeah, or the wave. But
yeah,
look
the
how it's
waves,
dual.
like the sine wave or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
it's dual.
hmm
Sine wave or water,
yeah,
right? And then you got the vortex that points to the center,
yeah,
right? Then you got the horns or the whatever when your hands are raised, like the goddess that Bro Sanchez go over a lot,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then you got right
Like
here,
like the devil
as
horns, you
above,
mean?
so below. Huh?
Like the trident horn there.
Yeah, there it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Then you got right here the as above, so below. You
yeah.
know, the sky level is below the ground level. Then you got the 69, woman on top, man and woman. Woman on top, man on bottom, vice versa.
What's
Yin
the next
yang,
one? Okay.
69.
Hey, this next one's Omega, isn't it?
This one right here, I believe it is.
Kind of like the Ohm symbol or Omega.
It kind of look like one of them Greek frat organizations.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out why they got the serpent and the spirit at the same.
Yeah, I see that.
They got it twice. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, but right here they're trying to make the sun the center, and then you see the moon. The moon is out from the sun. People is out from the sun.
You know,
Here go
they
that
playing with
little.
that.
They're playing with God. Yeah, exactly. Let me check my chat real quick. Let me check my chat. What up, Sean G? Sean
Nice.
G added to the roll call.
He's been hiding. I ain't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, he was in my chat earlier.
Wasn't
Yeah, he was in there early for a little bit though. Let me see what else on there. Oh, what was that? That's what's up, man. The family coming in. That. Yeah. So, what are y'all thoughts on what we're talking about out in the chat? Let me know y'all thoughts on everything. Let me go ahead and back up. Let me see. Then where was I? Consumed by fire. Let me see. We went.
I'm about to find out what those other two are. Hold on.
Okay, cool. No, we didn't go this far. We was actually right here. We was actually right here. As you researching that up, Bo Jackson, I'm gonna continue reading on this part. It
Hey, where's
says,
that? Where's that image you had that pulled up?
"Oh, you talking about the tablet right here?
Yeah, pull that up real quick.
This right here is part of the Emerald tablet.
All
They
right.
broken up. They have broken it up, and
You see the
the
bottom.
Philosopher's Stone, the Emerald tablet is basically the same thing. You got the Philosopher's Stone, then you got basically the Emerald tablet that decodes the Philosopher's Stone.
All right, you see where the 69, then the like whatever the omega or the ohms we said,
Right
not the
here,
next one. Yeah, go down three, go over three more. See that one
right,
right there? That separation is what that means. All
right
right.
here.
Yeah. Now the 6 and the 9. This is like basic alchemy. Like the 6 and 9 means union. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And then the one that let's see it like 2 o'clock.
It means union and balance.
Yeah. And then above 6 9, what that is fixation.
Yeah, everything's fixed. But right here, it
Yeah.
look like it's separated, and look like they're trying
Yeah.
to have the sun go below the horizon or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just throwing that out there, but
Now let
it
me
does
see.
look like a separation, like the letter H or the letter I. Almost like kind of goes back to what Brother Sanchez was talking about.
Yeah. I don't see this other one on here. Maybe it is that one. Let me see.
Which one you talking about? This M-looking serpent right here?
Yeah, like I'm trying to find them two right there.
Oh, hold on. These are different. These are different. I just noticed the difference. You got one where the M is going into the serpent, and then it fully merged.
Yeah, like it's like more of an S on the other one.
Yeah, you see that? You got the
Yeah.
M going through the S, and then when you go over here, it um it 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 kind of merged.
Let's see.
Hey Nikki, you want on? I see Nikki out there. Let me type real quick.
I don't see those M's anywhere.
Okay, how you type? Are you typing it in by?
Um, yeah, I'm just like under images
Mm-hmm.
and there's charts of it.
Okay. Interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You talking about this M? You don't see either M?
Yeah, I don't see either one of them on these charts I'm looking at. Go to
Ricky. Ricky Bugatti in the house. Or should I say in the classroom?
What up?
trying to find these symbols. You know what they are?
Define those symbols you said?
Yeah.
Who hold on,
Yeah.
who's this? Who's this? Oh, okay,
Talking about
okay. Hey, what up, DQ?
it was
What's
good.
good? Yeah, we're building on alchemy. We still building on. This is part two. I think I sent you an invite earlier to my part one show, but I had to leave to go get my kid. So I'm
Oh,
just continuing. Yeah, so I'm continuing where we left off. Dojo Time was here, and he really, as I was bringing up stuff, he was actually going. He was actually like on his little tablet, or whatever, researching it as I was reading the manuscript. But go ahead, go ahead. The floor is yours, brother. Go ahead.
you talking to me?
Yeah, go ahead. You got the floor. It's all yours.
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm chilling. I was checking to see what y'all got going on, man. I don't even know what's going on.
Okay, so we what we did. Um, I'm on the link that you sent me, the Hermetic Museum, and we're basically going over there. We're basically going over all of this. Like we left. Where did we leave off? We left off the part where anything less. We left off right here from these words of sights. The reader might conclude that one, that not one but two things, namely a body and an acid, as he calls it, are required. And that the liquid must be combined with the dry thing, lest the dry thing should be consumed by fire in order that a moist thing it may be preserved from such combustion. So we're basically just going over, alchemy, chemistry, and how it all ties into our to our flat foundation.
Yeah. From what I from what I from what I understand,
Hmm.
um, those symbols are gonna be very, very extremely hard to understand unless you really read through the book. The guy who even wrote the book, I believe, was even like saying that exactly. Like, don't even. He was basically saying, don't even jump to the symbology until you understand
Yeah, he's
the
right
book.
because the more I looked them up, they got so many different interpretations of it. Like the 6-9, like that's normally Cancer.
I got you.
You know what I
The
mean?
69, yeah,
Yeah. So like, but you can also find like different, like every chart that I look at has different interpretations of it.
yeah. There's different symbologies, different interpretations, all types of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Hold on, go ahead. I'm gonna mute my mic. Y'all go ahead and build.
the 69 is definitely Cancer on that chart at least, but
What I'm trying to find is
um
what those like the M with the little with the S that goes through the M and then the other M. What are those? Do you know?
I know what you're talking about. I'm not necessarily sure. You talking about on the astrology chart?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I can't tell you off top. I could probably multitask and go look it up on my Google app, but I mean,
yeah. I was just curious because I can't find it.
yeah. Let me see here. Which was this? Oh yeah, the M and the S. I see what you're saying.
Like I don't see it anywhere.
All right, so Leo is the very next one after Cancer, so then that's got to be Virgo.
Virgo, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So
Yeah, so then after Virgo, you got the balance Libra, and then after Libra is after Libra Scorpio,
Scorpio,
right? So that's the M right there. That has to be a Scorpion, and then the next one's got to be Sagittarius. The one after that has to be Capricorn, and then the one after that has to be Aquarius.
Aquarius. Yeah. Yeah.
And then from Aquarius you got, what is that? I don't know what comes after Aquarius.
Hold on, I'll tell you. All right, which one was you on?
Right after Aquarius.
Is it Pisces or no?
Nah, it might be. If it's yeah, it's wait, Pisces. Wait, yeah, that's Pisces. That's the fish. So Aquarius, you got the water, then the fish, then what? Then the ram, then the bull. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then Gemini, and then Cancer. Yeah.
Cancer. Yeah. It's been
So
forever
there you
since
go.
I used to know all them, but
I hear that.
let's see.
Okay, I'm back.
So
um,
uh,
so look,
look how they're using like DQ real quick. Look how they're using these symbolisms, right? That we all know these originated basically from our ancestors and flat Earth. But look right here in the middle. Look right here in the middle. How they still trying to push that everything that the sun is center and everything revolves around the sun. You see this?
I don't know. I can't see nothing because they kicked me from the call, but you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, they
I
kicked you
can't.
from the call. What
how'd
you
you
talking
get
about?
kicked?
I can't see the. I can't see the call no more. It's not even. It's not even in my Whatchamacall? Hold on.
Yeah, bring up your app because you're still in the call.
All right.
There you
Right
go.
there.
Yeah. Now, can you see it?
Yeah.
Now, you see how we know these right here were left by our ancestors to prove basically to prove flat Earth. I mean to because they read and communicating words, they communicating symbols and stuff.
Right.
Or I should say, I'm sorry, they taught using symbols. Bro Sanchez go over there a lot how they taught using symbols. How the number three is actually the number three is actually the butterfly when you reverse it. You know what I'm saying? What's that?
Yeah. It's
Duality. What is the
yeah.
duality or something? What
It's
was
the
it?
8.
Yeah, it's the eight. It's the eight, but it's also like the butterfly, like and how the number four is actually the letter H, depending on how you write the number four is. But you see how they use all this, and then right here in the middle, how they kind of manipulated history, or shall I say her story, and they made the sun the center. Look how they got the moon and everything revolving around the sun.
Yeah.
You see how they try to manipulate the stone?
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy, but the truth is right here, though. The truth to like you said, like me and you always agreed on right here, the 69 as above, so below.
Yeah.
Right here, as above, so below. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then it started getting around. Which let me count this: one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Just as I thought. Just as I thought. How the seventh, how the seventh and eighth months were added.
Right.
The seventh and eighth months was added because December is actually supposed to be the 10th month and stuff. So
Mhm.
July and August was actually added. So, but then look, when I counted one, two, three, four, five, six, seven,
What
right
you
here, the separation, the
What are you
seventh
counting?
month separation
Where are you
I wish I could.
starting from? Where are you starting from?
from right here, right? And this
But
is the first one,
I don't see a
right here.
cross.
My fault. You see my mouse now?
No.
Nah, but the water's the first one, man. The water wave.
Exactly. The water wave is
Oh,
the first
this is the
one,
first one.
Yeah.
which is Pisces.
Nah, that's
Okay, okay,
Aquarius.
okay, cool.
Aquarius, my friend. Aquarius.
Water is Pisces. Aquarius
Pisces,
is
No,
air.
no,
Pisces,
Pisces is
Pisces
a
is
fish.
fish.
Pisces is a fish.
The water
Yeah,
bearer is
that's
Aquarius.
Aquarius is yeah,
I
he's right
thought
on that one, Bo
I
Jackson.
thought Aquarius
Aquarius,
was the
cause
air.
think about it,
Yeah, yeah.
Aqua. This, yeah, Aqua is
All right.
water. Pisces is the fish.
Water comes before the fish too.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Yeah, so where's the fish? Right here,
It's one as above so
huh?
below symbol.
Yeah.
I, you always have me confused. I was like Pisces of water. I was like, no, Pisces is the double fish
Double
actually.
fish. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a double fish head or something.
Yeah, so you see the
Just
two
like
little heads.
yeah, you can see the two little heads.
The next
So
one's a
I'm
ram.
thinking, let me see. So if that's one, two, three, four, five, six. So Gemini is six, right?
Yeah,
So so that right there. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because you see how the 69 right here.
yeah,
When you look at the picture of Gemini, when you look at the picture of Gemini, it's the twin, one on top of the other, inverted on top of one another, just like this 69.
All right. So let's
But
get this right from the top. What
mhm,
you're looking at, it would be like it would start Aries, correct? Which is like the V, and I'm going to the right as you're looking at
yeah,
it.
mhm,
All right. And then you got Taurus,
mhm.
then you got Gemini,
Summer.
Oh, is this
Cancer,
Gemini? Okay,
Cancer,
okay,
yeah, Cancer.
Yeah.
okay.
Uh, was that Leo?
yeah. But it's represented by the snake, which is very similar to the. It's a sun type of deal.
It's a sun ruler, yeah. All right.
Mhm.
So, and then the next one would be Virgo.
You talking about this one right here?
Yeah, right there with the S at the
Oh,
and the M.
I know where y'all can see my mail.
Back in the floor yesterday for you.
All right. And then
Thank you.
after that would
Here
be
it is. Now y'all can see my mails.
Yeah,
So did you say this is? Yeah, this is Virgo.
Virgo.
Yeah, then
All right.
Libra.
So Libra, yeah. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Right.
Yep.
yep. So you're right. So the water came before the fish.
Yeah.
So I'm saying somehow something. I'm thinking something's been added because there's not. It's 12. It's 12. 12 zodiacs. It's like it's 12 zodiacs, 12 months, just like it was 12 disciples,
I
12.
gotta hide. I gotta highlight something right now. We also
Huh?
have we also have moon signs and
Yeah.
ascendant signs,
Yeah.
and like just picking that ones like on sun signs is one out of the three. So technically, it's almost looking at like part of the picture and not the whole thing. And also, um, the way that the times was actually counted back in the days was through the moon. That's why you have like it's related to the word moon is like in months, like MON. Um, and it's related to like time. Moon is more related to time than the sun is. So basically, when they did put the heliocentric model in, they probably misconstrued this. They probably jacked that whole thing up because that was probably due to how they told time using the moon and not the
Yeah. They
sun.
had to change it up to meet their to where it like correlated with what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you really don't know what it is.
My
Yeah,
dad
we
was
don't even know. We don't. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't even know what we're looking at because time was told using the moon, and Islamically, they don't even use the sun to tell any kind of time. They use the moon for days, times, weeks, you know, months, all that is the moon. And they have completely different names for every single month that have nothing to do with any of these names. So there are other calendars, and we don't even know if this calendar is legitimate when you size it up with other calendars. So we might just be looking at a whole complete fluke that's just wasting our time.
Yeah, and you're right, because you know what? When I was looking at these images, I just happened to look at them, wasn't paying attention to the symbol, and they had me backwards on that Pisces and the water and what was the other one? Pisces and that I was getting confused. Uh, Aquarius.
Aquarius, and you know what's crazy?
They had it backwards on there. They were saying the opposite. Like that's why I was like, hold on, what am I looking at?
This is another crazy thing. They'll have you. They understand that people like us exist, so they make these things so fucking hard, and we break our heads about all these signs and all this type of stuff because that's what they want us to do. And then when we finally figure out the answer about 6-7 months down the line, then we feel very accomplished. But see, on their side, they realize that we just cracked the riddle that told us a shitload of lies. So see, all we did was we invested so much time into this shit that we're obligated to believe it because like, damn, I worked so hard for it. It has
Exactly.
to be true.
Yeah.
It has to be true. But in all reality, this is still a bunch of bullshit and lies. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And a good example of that is when I sat there and I tried to crack the riddle of Jesus dying on the cross for the sins, and it took me like 6-7 months just to find out the mathematics and everything behind that to understand, oh, he died on the cross for the sound wave so that we can have light and darkness and good and bad and happy and sad. Oh, so he's the sun in the sky. But at the end of the day, like that whole thing is rooted in a lie. So at first I thought I really accomplished something, but now I realize that I ain't accomplished nothing. God created everything that exists. God created the sun and the moon. So the God that I'm looking
Yeah. So
for is
like
not.
they try to separate that. You
They
know,
try to combine them. They try to make you believe that God is the sun or the moon and stuff like that. He's not.
or one creator didn't create both. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, whatever.
yeah,
Exactly.
I see what
Or
you're
they
saying.
try to tell you, they try to make you believe all types of weird things. And my point is, God created everything that exists. That sun and that
Yeah.
moon is subjected to the rule of God, point blank and period, which means that those things deserve no kind of worship whatsoever. None of those things are Jesus. All that shit is garbage. And they just sitting there and just fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but it was a way for us to accept the darkness in the duality when in all reality, the darkness doesn't even exist, or have as much power as we give it in the duality, like how that yin and yang shows, like it's supposed to be some type of equivalent to the light when it's not. It's only there because the light isn't. So it's basically not even a force. What it is, it's void of light. It's not even a force of its own because once you put light in the mix, the darkness goes pew,
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
It's not a force. So it's just something that I've learned, and it's something that we just got to all reach for the light. And what this stuff will make you believe is that we came from the darkness, and that the darkness is the ruler, and that the darkness is the man, and that the light is a deceiver. Lucifer's a deceiver, and all this stuff is just gonna confuse you. When in all reality, all you got to do is reach for the light as a human individual and stay away from the darkness, the doubts, and people that put doubts in your heart.
That's
And you gotta have a surety of faith and light within you that'll keep you from being an angry and mean person to other individuals and things that they want you to be, you know?
that's funny you said that though, DQ, cause because Bro Jackson, didn't Brother Sanchez last night mention something about the yin and the yang?
Yeah. But
Really
I,
don't
I
mean
was gonna say,
darkness and light or something.
yeah, but here's what I was gonna ask him if this is what he was saying. Uh, so do you say the moon tells you what day it is or what time it is? And what do you say the sun does?
I think the sun probably tells you what time it is, but the moon tells you about the days and the months
Day.
and the weeks.
Okay. All right. I'm with you on that.
Hold on, real quick. Let me make sure this is Sean. Hey,
What
Sean,
up? What up?
Frontline, that's you?
That's me. That's me.
Okay,
Hear me?
okay. Welcome to Science Academy. All right, go ahead and mute your mic real quick. DQ and Bo Jackson have the floor. Go ahead, fellas.
No, he's good. I was just asking him because he had mentioned that, and he was just mentioning the moon at first, and I wanted to see what he said about the sun. But yeah, that's I agree with that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much done with what I was saying. I just wanted to give y'all a heads up about that, man. Sometimes you could break your head and outthink yourself about certain things, and there's really some hardcore facts in certain places that you don't necessarily have to break your own mind. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty simple. God created everything that exists and everything's subjected to to him. There's a surah in the Quran that has 4 verses, but these 4 verses are equal to 2/3 of the entire Quran. What it says is, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, is I'll even try to say it in Arabic before I say it in English. So Allahu Sahad, say he is Allah, the one. Allahu Samad, he the self-sufficient master who neither sleeps nor drinks. Lam yulid wa lam yulad, he neither begets nor was he begotten. Wa lam yakun lahu kufuwan ahad, which means there is nothing that you could ever imagine that is comparable unto him. Not a sun, not a moon, not a person, not a human, not a Jesus, not anything that you look at. You cannot compare any physical thing of his creation to who he is. He is on the whole other side of the creation. He's not a part of his own creation. So these things that make you try to believe that, God is the sun, or the sun is God, or Ra, and all this crazy sun god worshiping moon, all that type of stuff. And my point is that, you know, don't get too caught up in outthinking yourself and always measure it back to something like that, you know.
Here's the only thing that I would disagree with, like kind of what you're saying. I believe, this is just my belief, everything comes from darkness.
I used to have that belief.
All right, now
Everything
give me the
everything does come from darkness. Allah says that He brings you out of triple darkness, but see, who's bringing you out of triple darkness and who's bringing you into the light?
your mother.
There's no guidance. There's no guidance without the guidance of Allah. Your mother can't guide you any more than she was guided by the one who created her.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
well, in a way, she can guide you because it's up to her to keep you alive while you're in the womb.
My point is this: is my mother has kept me alive, but she has failed to guide me to any kind of light whatsoever.
I see what you're
The
saying,
only
but we're talking after. You're talking after the fact. I'm talking about while you're in the womb. She has all
yeah.
all control.
Well, no, she doesn't. She has no control because if God decides that He wants to not allow that baby to exit her womb, that baby will never make it out the womb. She has no control. She
Got a
has
point.
none whatsoever.
Yeah, you got a point.
But she does have control because think about this. All right, if a mother chooses to do drugs, she or doesn't eat right, whatever, the baby can suffer. I mean, she can miscarriage and everything for that. So she does have control.
And if God wanted, if God wanted, He can make that baby come out a deformed baby instead of killing it, and show her how much she does not have control. No matter how much she wanted to kill it, it'll come out alive.
Yeah, and who knows? He could just deform, make the baby deform,
I don't
just to
believe.
punish the mom. I mean, like just to punish the mom for her trying to have control.
For even
You know what I'm
trying to
saying?
think you have some type of control. You have no control over nothing. You don't even have control over whether you wake up tomorrow in the morning. She doesn't have control over that. She doesn't have control over her next step or whether she's going to, die that very moment.
That's true. I know. I'm trying to
Allah
reload my
controls
screen.
everything, and
There it
that's
is.
how I look at it. That's my perception. But
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
drop the mic now.
I just have a few disagreements, but I see where you're coming from. I mean,
So while we talk, so while we're on darkness and stuff, how about uh? Let me back up. I just seen the Book of Shadows. I've heard of that too before.
Do it, girl.
Let me try to refresh.
Put this in your folder for the homework. Put these pencils back where they go in your. That's adorable.
Okay, it's acting stupid. Let me hold on. Let me stop sharing real quick. I'm gonna bring it back up.
I never seen this. Red, yellow, blue, green. Here you go. Good enough for me.
It's cool because I'm gonna bring it right back up. Just give me a second.
It helped Russia war to gain allies in the
All right, just give me a second here.
Okay. Whatever. Deal good.
Um, boom. I mean, y'all can go ahead and keep talking or whatever. I'm just building.
I'm reading
I'm
chat.
just trying to build my page back up.
They're breaking down the symbols and charts in the chat.
Did you know my friend read
You said what now?
from?
No, I was just reading. They were like breaking down the symbols of the chart in the chat. I was just reading it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll be back. I gotta make a phone call.
Oh, okay, then DQ. We'll be here.
I want to see you back in places you should be.
Let me see. Where are you? Here
Yeah,
it
man.
is.
I don't know if I can ride with that. You have no decisions. I don't know, man.
Hey, Bo, I got that chart breakdown on my screen
There
if
you
you
go.
want to get it real quick.
Hey, hold on, Sean. What did you think about what he was saying?
Um, well, I don't come from a religious background, so it's kind of, as far as I'm concerned, that seems more of a way of
Of saying you don't have
taking
no
taking
power.
blame, yeah, taking blame away from yourself
Yeah.
for the actions you do.
Like, because you have
Um,
the choice to be good or bad, or to love or not to love, and that it determines. Like for to say that you have no control over anything, that's wild to me that someone would say that.
yeah, that's kind of, to me, it's kind of a excuse for, not excuse.
To like say if you did something wrong, like the Most High made me do it,
Exactly. Taking the blame away from yourself, taking
or to say this is
accountability away from yourself.
and this is another thing that kind of like gets me, like for him to he said this, like a child comes out of the womb and the Most High will determine whether it has if it's mental retarded, if it has problems, blah blah blah. I don't believe in that, man. Like it's like
Uh,
there's other,
mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, there's other
there's
factors to it.
multiple things that can cause those problems. Like to say that one guy, the Most High, is doing that is crazy, man.
Yeah, because that'd be like saying, if a mother doesn't take care of herself, but the Most High decides that it's going to be a
Yeah,
healthy
like she
baby,
can
then
do all these things right, but he says, "Oh no, this one's going to come out with some problems." Like that's crazy.
yeah, it doesn't make sense to it.
I
Yeah, like
mean, we was on the phone about 30 minutes earlier, and we had some disagreements about like that. I guess the woman wouldn't be basically wouldn't be as capable. Can you turn that down, please, a little? Thank you. Wouldn't be as basically as mentally capable um of a man, because like how a man can sit there and meditate for hours and stuff, and say throughout life the woman won't be able to like focus on like one thing. I mean, just that one thing, because she have all these other distractions and stuff with menstrual cycles, pregnancy, and all that. And I was like, they proved that they're somewhat more powerful than us, because they able to focus, they able to multitask and focus on more than one thing. Um, and that as far as if the men can only just sit and just focus on that one thing, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, praying, meditation, or whatever, that just shows us that we're just one track minded. We can only keep our mind on one track, and
But that's
sometimes
not.
we're not good at that.
hey, here's another good thing. Like what was that said in the chat? Said what if she got an abortion? Like that's a choice of that a female makes. Like how could you say what he said when like women get abortions by choice?
Mhm.
Yeah, that is a choice. You
Yeah,
know
so
what
to
I'm saying?
say that like you have no control over and a female has no control over the baby, that's I don't understand that, man.
There's too many
But
things that can happen from
exactly.
point A to point B to say that it's not up to the mother, or how she handles herself during her pregnancy. There's too many
Yeah.
factors that we know can happen, and choices that can be made that can change the outcome of
Yeah, that's
anything.
why I wanted to say something before I just let that go because that bothered me, him saying that. Hey, but go ahead. Let's
Absolutely.
see that chart.
Okay. You got a chart, Sean?
Well, yeah, that what's on my screen isn't what I'm showing right now.
Yeah,
That's
let's
that
see.
just the
Let's see if I can
symbols
share the
that were on
screen.
that chart.
Hold on, I'm sure your screen.
Yeah, that the chart you were showing, that's the symbol you were showing earlier. That's just a breakdown of all the symbols.
Hold on, before you do that, before I share my screen, put your Hangout in full screen mode so it'll have the link.
Okay,
Hit
one second.
F11 so it can cover up
There
your
we go.
complete screen. You did it.
Shit. Yeah, yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, I'll finish show you. I'll finish show your screen to everyone now. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it's just a breakdown of all the symbols that were on there. I've only done a little bit of research on alchemy, so I can't really, say exactly what everything's for. But I figured, because you guys were trying to figure out the different symbols and what they were meaning and whatnot, I found these.
Aquarius. Okay, I see the Aquarius. I see the Taurus. I see the Gemini. Oh yeah, okay. I see the split personality right there with the Gemini. 69 is Cancer. Okay.
Yeah, these look like they're the same. Because there's a few charts out there where there's some that are different.
Yeah, there was
Hmm.
definitely a lot of different charts that just didn't really explain much. It was just, illustrations or different ways they were showing it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to see what's it. Oh, okay, I see it now. The one with the like the trident. That says Neptune under it, correct?
Here or
Yeah.
yeah, that's Neptune.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you could go into this for hours, man, because there's so much to it.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like DQ was saying, like you could go in it for hours, and then all of a sudden go into look at something else, and it'd be totally different meanings. So
Yeah,
it's
the
like,
best. Yeah, the best way I've been able to explain what alchemy is, even see to what alchemy is, let alone what it means, is you kind of have to understand that everything is one and separate at the same time, basically. Like you know what I'm saying? Like everything has to do with it with everything, but yeah, it has to be able to be broken down into certain sections to actually work. Like it's not just one all big mesh of everything. Which is why, like you were saying, you may think you figured something out, but it could be something completely different.
yeah, because what I've noticed is a lot of people have it, like I said before, different interpretations of different symbols. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
uh,
But look how these symbols right here, the fire. Well, you can see my mouse, so I had to rely on yours front line. So
Okay.
up here, the fire. You know how the fire. We know fire raises up. Hey, why'd you cut your screen off? Bring it back up.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I thought you meant you had picked it up.
No, I had to use your mouse to guide
Oh,
what I was saying because
okay. My bad.
it's your
My
screen
bad.
up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it should work.
All
Can you
right.
see now?
All right. Good. You full screened it.
Yeah.
Cool. So, right. Go over here to the fire. We're gonna go down the line. Like you got the fire. You know what I'm saying? The fire. Of course, fire rises up. Then you got the air. You can't have fire without air, right? Then you got water. How water is down, like level, basically as above, so below. You know. And then you got the earth. Now look how the water comes through the earth. You see that? Ain't that like a flat earth clue?
But
Like, look how level it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Water is coming through the earth and it's still making it level. To me, this whole thing is flat earth clue. I wish Brother Sanchez was here, or uh, I sent him a link, but I wish he was here to help us go through these symbols. Bless you. Then you're looking at these planets and metals. It's like they still trying to push the heliocentric.
Yeah, that's probably the symbols that they have changed that what's his name was talking about earlier.
Yeah, like right here we got the what's that moon silver? Let me see if I can enlarge my screen.
moon silver, yeah.
No, I can't enlarge the hangout. You'll probably have to enlarge it, but it says right here moon sulfur. There you go. Well, you had it.
Moon silver.
It's like if you hold control and roll the mouse up, it'll bring it up a little.
Yeah, that's as big as it's gonna get.
Is it what's that? Moon
Moon,
silver? Silver?
yeah, silver.
Moon silver. But it doesn't look like a moon at all. It actually looks like an eclipse. If you look at it a different perspective, like you probably would see on the Chinese flag, ain't it? I think the Russian flag, right? Is it on the not the African flag?
Do you
Is
think
it
it's Chinese?
Kenya?
I
It
think
was
it's the
like
Chinese
Kenya,
flag.
huh?
I think it's the Chinese flag, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's so many flags that got it on there though. I know the
Oh,
Chinese flag do it. The Chinese flag, yes. Then I think is it the Russian flag? I want to say Russian flag also got it. We got the little eclipse moon with the with stars, with little stars around it. You see what I'm saying?
mm.
It's like they changed it, so we actually got to get the true symbols.
Well,
We got
stuff like that to me doesn't make sense because they didn't know. Like when alchemy was around, they know about Plato, Pluto. I mean, did they know? That's what always got has me confused. I don't get how they knew so much about the solar system without having the technology we have now, where we're discovering stuff. Like, how did they see Pluto? I mean, you can't see Pluto with a naked eye. You can
Yeah,
barely see Pluto
yeah,
with the technology we have now.
I get what you're saying. Like I feel the same way. It's kind of like how did they see it and get
Yeah,
that
that's. I mean,
and come up with that symbol of it? You know what I mean? Like and their definition of it and where it's at and like what were they
most,
using?
exactly. Most of the planets you can't see without technology that we have now. I mean, no one was getting pictures of Saturn until they had a P900. It's not like they were rocking P900s back then.
Yeah.
So how do they know what they were, where what they did even during the day, and be able to write these symbols like they were set in stone of exactly whatever they meant. That's what doesn't make any sense to me. And when you look at it that way, it's almost
I'm trying
everything
to
is that
figure out
way.
why Libra looks confused. Why it got a hump in the straight line? You see it?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to understand, or they trying to make it like the sun below the horizon. I don't know, but I don't get it. Like it's like they made Libra confused, like made it a hump in the symbol. You see?
So let me ask you this: with the planets and metals, what did they? So what were they trying to do with that? Like, were they using the metals the different types of metals to and like place it on like this planet represents this metal because of this energy or whatever. Is that what they were doing?
That's
I
a
would,
good question.
I believe so. Um, I know. See, that's kind of the hard question because I know with like alchemy, you had to be in touch with that Mother Nature to be able to even. It's kind of hard to explain how I what I know about alchemy in the way
Yeah,
because
because you notice how like planets and metals are together there. So
yeah,
and like moon silver. So they're saying like they were pretty much like, you know, saying silver represents the moon because of the moon's energy, the correlation between the two. I guess that's how they did was what they were doing. I mean,
yeah, that's kind of almost like the explanation I would have for it. Yeah.
yeah, like the metals would be the expressions of the planets of like what the
See,
metal does, what they found out the metal represents like on Earth, and they were comparing it to like different planets.
but even then, that would seem like they'd have more knowledge
Technology,
knowledge
yeah.
of the planets
How
than.
did they knew what kind of energy that planet was if that was what they were doing?
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's like they just pulled stuff out of freaking thin air and just ran with it though, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's no way you can explain to me how Mars, what do they got under it for the metal?
Iron.
Yeah, Mars is a representation of iron.
And
Where did
look
you
how
come?
Mars and Venus are inverted as above so below. Look at that.
Hmm.
How, women are from men are from Mars, women are from Venus type bull.
Like there could be a million speculations, but logically, it doesn't make sense how they could do it
Yeah, it
Mm-mm.
doesn't.
at all to me. Like maybe someone knows more than I do, but I'm just like sitting here like I didn't even know why those planets and metals were together. So I'm assuming that's what they were doing.
And the only true metal that's on the periodic table of elements is Mercury. Pluto not there. They had to add plutonium. They only called it plutonium just to push the planet Pluto. Or what's the other one? I think that's it.
Yeah, Saturn's lead. You better stay off of Saturn.
Yeah, but on a PTE, it's labeled as lead. It's not labeled as Saturn. You know what I'm saying? And on the same table, Mercury is labeled Mercury, and then you got silver. You got gold. So I think some of these symbols have been doctored, all because they believe in the globe. Because for the simple fact they can't hide the flat earth clues that's in it with the elements. You know?
Yeah, you notice that they don't have nothing under Pluto, Earth, Neptune, Uranus.
Yeah, they were all made up. Besides Earth, Earth should have been the first one. Earth, to be honest with you, Earth should have been iron. But you see, like I said, you see how it's doctored? Earth should have been iron. Fe, right? That's the atomic code for Fe. I forgot the atomic number. The atomic number is like I gotta I gotta look at a grade school science book, but I think the atomic number for iron is it 9, 7, something like that. It's real close. It's a low number though. But they should have put iron as Earth since this what we're working since this what we live on. But look how they just doctored everything.
Well, look at how like the sun, Mars. Venus, Mercury, they're all circles. But then Earth, they got the little, the little pie shape in there.
Yeah, with an X. Like Brother Sanchez says, X marks the spot.
Yeah.
It's right in the center. The X leading right into the center. You see what I'm saying? They throw you some flat earth clues, but then they put a bunch of heliocentric theory ideas in this. You know, they seen that they be like, oh, we're gonna give Mercury to Taurus. We're gonna basically make Taurus the king of Mercury.
Hey, that Ohm symbol or Omega symbol with death is deep, man. Look at that.
Which one?
Down at the bottom under other, see the Omega symbol? It says death under it.
Yeah, yeah, which is inverted of life. But yeah, that is the frat. That is a frat
And it's also
symbol.
the Ohm's law symbol.
The who?
Ohm's law for like doing like resistance.
Yeah, electric.
Yeah, I'm an elevator guy. You gotta forget or remember that.
Yeah, it's crazy though,
I ain't
man.
never
Like,
see an elevator go at a like any kind of angle besides straight up and down.
let me see.
Yeah, 1 sec, I'll be right back. I'm gonna keep my screen up, but I'll be right back.
All right,
Yeah, I think Dojo's coming on. Hold on.
is he? Get on, get your behind up in here, Dojo. Dojo.
Huh? Good. Does it taste like what? Tastes
Yeah,
like
this
what?
guy came here to fix the screen on a phone, like he's loud as hell.
Huh? Idiot. Huh?
But yeah,
Hey, did he message you?
who that Dojo?
Yeah.
No, I can send him a link though. I can send him a link to his Facebook
Oh, here we
Messenger.
go. He said, "How long are we gonna be on?"
Um, I don't know. I guess
I said, "Come on, we wait."
yeah, we're gonna be because Flat Earth Underdog about to get off. Flat Earth Underdog about to get off, and he's gonna join with us. He said he gets off at 6, and he's in the same time as me in Central Time. Okay, okay, freak. Okay, freak. I got you.
What time is it there?
It's about 5 minutes, 4 minutes to 6.
Did you eat one of these red pepper noodles?
I'm an hour ahead of you.
The red pack, right?
Yeah, he said, "Send a link."
I am. I was talking in the background. I had a mute mic.
I'll be right back. Let me go tell this goofball to be quiet.
Go ahead and bring it back up, Sean. You got to unmute your mic too, by the way. And welcome to Science Academy Dojo. I was back to Science Academy. I was sitting here talking and I didn't even realize I was muted.
Right on. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I was telling you that the floor is yours if you want to build on that chart that Sean had up. Can you bring
Okay,
it
my
up
bad.
again real quick, Sean?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, do full screen so I can share your screen again to everybody.
No.
Do not open it.
There it is.
No.
Cool. You full screen?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
No, we'll save the milk for in the morning. Three more juice. We'll save the milk for breakfast.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dojo. The floor is yours, bro.
These symbols that I'm looking at on this alchemical symbols, the 4 elements, planets and elements, signs of zodiac and other, they're pictograms. Who is the primary source of the pictograms that I'm looking at? Basically what I'm saying, before I can pass judgment, before I can analyze or critique what I'm looking at, I need to know who is the primary source of the alchemical symbols that I'm looking at. Who says fire is triangle? Who says air is a triangle with a line through it? Who is the maker of this map, of this symbol, of the alchemical symbols that I'm looking? Who made this?
Yeah, I don't have a source of who made it exactly.
That's a good question, but I did draw. I did draw something. Hold on. Go back up real quick. Go to that first one on the left. Yeah, let's check that one out real quick. And I'm gonna show y'all something.
This one says medieval alchemy.
Actually, I might be able to.
Them tissues going off the fast in there.
Actually, I might be able to.
The point I was trying to make is that these alchemical symbols are going to differentiate. I don't know if they're going to differentiate according to the lineage or according to the time span, basically according to chronological. Okay, but I noticed that the topic is alchemy, and these alchemical symbols could have been written by an unknown person. And as long as we don't know if these symbols can be validated for what they are or how the person utilize the symbols, we're really not. What are we going to discuss here, gentlemen?
Yeah, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to bring up a picture in my phone that I took of this scale that I drew. Shoot, I don't know how though. Let me see. Because I don't see the back chat on this call. I'm trying to find the back chat on this call. If not, I just have to bring out my drawing book and kind of show y'all. Hold on, let me get it real quick.
But you get my perspective though, Jamaican.
Yeah.
You see how I'm just
Yeah, like basically we're going on about a third party source or something.
well, even
Well, what he's saying is,
an unknown source. We don't even know who. Like for instance, every time we research and we look up an alchemical symbol chart, we have to determine who wrote the chart and what symbols and how did those symbols play in accordance to the alchemical equation that that person was writing the symbols for. That's why journals are important. Now, the reason I say this is because we're still talking about alchemy, and in order for us to say these symbols, each and every individual symbol stands for what it does, we have to be able to put it to test. That's what flat earthers do. And so that's why I'm going to take it upon myself to perhaps run some of these alchemical symbols through physiology and anatomy to make sure I'm not looking at possibly small cells or bacteria. That's my approach at what we're discussing today. That's
Hmm.
I would just go ahead and share my approach as we move forward. I yield.
Now look how this symbol right here, iron, is kind of different from the last symbol of the last one you showed. Does this one have a source right here? This chart right here, does this have a source?
It just says medieval alchemy science, so medieval times.
Are you supposed to keep
I'm sorry?
This one it just says medieval times, like medieval alchemy.
Okay, I get this is start to go by because back then, back in the medieval days, they really were pretty good alchemists and stuff. I'm looking at right here magnetism. Look how everything is drawn to the center. You know, you got the circle, and look how everything is just pulled into the center. Like that's kind of that's this is kind of what they use to push the globe, like everything pulled to the center. But they say because of gravity, when in actuality, in reality, it's magnetism that pulls us. That you know what I'm saying? It pulls up like when you lay your compass flat, it pulls us around the center. Cause if you try to go into the center, your compass is gonna go crazy. DQ, the one who just jumped off the panel several months ago, he sent me a link of this kid. I think they was in Mecca, right? And he sent me, he showed me where his, he showed, he had two compasses. He had a mechanical compass and he had a compass on his phone, and both of them were just going crazy. He couldn't find the north because he was already standing on the north. So I said, all right, let me do a little research on this. I said Mecca. First I did Mecca, and that rests on like the 27, they rested at like 27 degrees north or something. Then I looked up, then I got to thinking, okay, why is everything disappearing at the Bermuda Triangle? I looked at the Bermuda Triangle. It rests on like the 37th degree north or something. So, which made me come to the conclusion is people really losing their systems and stuff when they get to the Bermuda Triangle, or are they being captured, or something happening to them because they get to sailing into the Bermuda Triangle and find something they don't have they didn't have no business seeing, and I use the floor.
Well, I know for like the Bermuda Triangle, they've done tests there where they feel like there's more of a magnetism that plays effects on the electrical, and I guess it'd be like the gauges on planes and boats and whatnot.
Well, it
Um,
has effect on mechanical gauges too, though.
well, that would
Because
be
even if you
it would,
use a mechanical gyroscope, just one that you probably can get from Lowe's or somewhere, from the uh outdoor department or a hiker's department or something. Man, mechanical stuff don't work either. I mean, that seems to go haywire when you get close there.
well, those run off magnets and stuff too. Those aren't just that would make sense if it's a high like a high measurement of magnetism than in other spots. Whether it's either or, it's still going to have play a factor in them. Even more in mechanical because mechanicals kind of run off A or B. You know what I mean? They're not 100 different like electrical where it'd be a component here, a component there. So it almost makes more sense for a mechanical device to go haywire there than kind of hard to trying to figure out if if I send put this link in the little chat on the side right there, will you be able to screen share it? Because I can't. can't look at any other. See,
Yeah, most definitely.
because I can't. Usually, I'd be looking around and trying to figure it out, but I can't change. Because I can't change my screen if you're if you're using mine to screen share off of. Let me see.
Yeah, well, how you do it is you stop screen sharing and then you bring up the new thing and then you present it in the screen share again. I can do it for you though since you already got in there.
Yeah, I put that chart on the side
I
because I
got
was
you.
gonna do is I want to.
Look your hands.
Right
What you
here.
gotta do? Your hands so nasty because you sit here
Okay.
like a top. Quit swinging it. Fall on the floor. You ain't getting enough.
Let me see. So right here, hold on, guys, cause I brought it up. I mean, I got it pulled up here. All right, let me share my screen. La 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 la. Here it is. Okay, is it sharing? It's supposed to be. There it is. Okay, now let me bring it back up. Here it is. You talking about this page right here?
Yeah, that way I can. I didn't know if you guys were still looking at it, but I wanted to make sure because now I'm kind of going off to a better explanation for the being in a triangle. Because I have an idea of why it does it, but to say it right and it actually makes sense, I wanted to find the site I was looking at before about it.
I might need to. I might have to download this. Sure, sure. Okay. So let's go down to what symbol or alchemy? Let's try symbol first.
Hold it.
Oh, y'all. I see Flat Earth Alchemy came over into the chat. Let me check this brother out real quick. Give me a second, y'all. Just give me a second. Hmm. All right. So, screen. Is it this one? Yeah, this is it. Here go the A track, right? The infinity. Can y'all are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? Or?
Symbols, infinity symbols.
Yeah, are y'all on the same page as me? I mean, or y'all still seeing a different screen?
I see what you're doing.
Okay, cool, cool. But yeah, A track, right? Let's see.
D.
And we see this symbol so many times. You got a chain, right? You got the chain link. You got Oh wow. Got the chain link. All right, so you got the race car track. Basically infinite. Right? I mean, so
I'm back.
all right, Bo Jackson, welcome back. How come I've never found this before? You got the Wi-Fi symbol. Let's click on this one.
Why you dropping water all on the floor, dude? That wasn't even necessary. I was going to be here.
Well, this is pretty much the same. There's no different variations of this one. Let me back up. Can I back up again? Okay, I'm just waiting for it to catch up. Mm. Hang on, I'm waiting for it to back up a page. Let me see. Let me see. You can't see the screen? What? All right, it's really small. It's like really small. Okay, hold on, y'all.
No, he said you better be quiet or I'm gonna block you.
Who said that?
You.
No, I told him he better be kind. But it's cool though. He's here now. Now, okay. I'm sharing to everyone. I don't understand.
I see it.
Yeah, I know y'all can, but the chat said they don't see the screen. Can y'all see it now? Give me a one. Give me a one if y'all can see it, or two if y'all can before I continue. Well, I guess they can. But look, I see an avatar. Okay. All right, let me check it out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop sharing and then I'm gonna reload it. Then I'm gonna reload it. Hold on. Shoot. There it is. Okay. I'm finna try this again, family. Sorry about that. Where am I? There it is. Share. All right. Now I know y'all can see it now, panel, right?
Yeah.
There. All right. What about now, chat room? Can y'all see it? Really? Let me see something. Yeah, I can still see. Um. I had to go to my watch page.
Yeah, what are you trying to what are you trying to present here?
I'm trying to present what y'all seeing, so we can go to these symbols,
Oh,
these
okay.
other symbols that we see. There's basically alchemical symbols that we see on an everyday basis. But can't nobody see my screen? But I'm presenting to everyone. That's why I don't get it. What about
Yeah,
now? Can y'all see it? Y'all in the chat room, can y'all see it?
yeah.
Y'all can?
When I clicked over there, I could see it.
Okay, there it is. I had to click on my picture. That's funny because I never had to do that before. All
All
right,
right, let's
so
go in.
yeah, all right, so let me go back to the actual page. And I'm looking at here when we were talking about Pisces. Look at this one right here. right? Ain't that half of Pisces? Who's that? CE? Ain't this half of the Pisces symbol?
Yeah, but I think there's another one that goes the opposite way, just like it.
Yeah. And it's like they just like they breaking it up. Just like you got as above, so below, but they opened it up, you know.
Yeah, that's that
Um,
opening to that ice wall.
yeah, let me
Nah,
back
that's
up real quick
reaching.
too. Okay, thanks y'all for y'all feedback out there in the chat room. I'm trying to back up. This thing acting all slow. Medieval sign. Okay, back. Now, let me go back to symbol. And like I said, a lot of these symbols, a lot of these symbols are they basically, originated from alchemical science. Like right here, you got the bullseye. I mean, I need to I need to download these images so I can really, really look at them. You got the half of an eight or the cancer ribbon. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like that biohazard symbol.
Yeah. You got lifeless.
Yeah, Doja, what do you think about this alchemy symbolism?
Oh,
Sorry about that.
Jojo,
Sorry about that, Bojack. I have my mic on mute. From what I'm looking at so far, um, wow. Let's say this. So what I'm looking at so far, as long as we're looking at these symbols, we're looking at pictograms. We're not looking at hieroglyphics. These writing systems are conventional methods of different lineages. And so as long as we're looking at these pictograms, we have to be able to decode these pictograms appropriately. I'm looking at a language called Sabidi. That's Nsibidi. And I'm looking at their symbols as well as the spiritual the way I practice my spirituality is through Orisha. I practice through Orisha because I go through Oludumare and I know how to I know how the mother as a pantheon, right? Orisha always started with the great mother, something similar to what a Sanchez would say, but when you look up Orisha symbols, you notice that they're similar, they're quite similar to the Greek mythology symbols. And these
That's
Greek
what I was getting ready to ask you if they were similar. I knew you was going to
all
say
these
that.
symbols are so conjoined, from the Viking symbols to these Greek mythology symbols to these ancient hieroglyphic Egyptian symbols to these Orisha Yoruba pantheon symbols to these Sabidi symbols. We're talking linguistics, and so I'm really just wanting to know what is our end game as in researching these symbols. Are we looking for patterns in the linguistic era as these symbols? Because like the Maya calendar also was a pictogram calendar. The reason why it's difficult to have a discussion in regards to pictographic imagery is because we don't know what those people were thinking or using these pictures for at that time. And so we can keep going on and on about predominant nationalities and these symbols, right? But we're talking pictograph. The same way the Maya did their calendar, the same way the Egyptian hieroglyphics is quote unquote supposed to be deciphered. It's all being deciphered through a writing system called pictograms. And with that said, I yield the floor.
So what are you saying? Like these symbols are
I'm
pretty
finna
much
look it up right now.
similar.
Go ahead, y'all. I'm finna look it up right now, though.
Right. So,
Like,
so what are you saying? All these symbols have the similar meaning. They're just interpreted different ways through different people with whatever you're looking at. Like if it's in alchemy or what, you know what I mean? All the
Right,
different,
right. Well,
they all have different, they all have pretty much similar meanings.
this is my
They're
thing
just,
about what I'm discussing. I run with an occultic scientist, and you guys know that, by the name of Phoenix Bars. And so I'm not really rounded in this field. I depend on Phoenix Bars to know and have his depth of knowledge in this field. What I'm doing
yeah.
today is I'm participating and showing my assistance to Science Academy. Now that we know that Phoenix Bars is the occultic scientist to dojo time, we know that I'm just surface dwelling on this information. When it comes to pictogram and historical analogies or anything that has to do anything with historical work, I always leave it up to Phoenix Bars to take care of, because Phoenix will admit to you that I only deal with things that's in the future. I'm a futurist. So that means that that's why it seems like I always talk about the same things, which is the body or chemistry, is because these are the practical sciences that I can apply and not be refuted on. Now, when it comes to history and speaking these pictograms, we're all going to throw in our analogies. We're all going to say what we may think, but
Because
how
ain't none of us was back there knowing
exactly?
what they
None
were
of us was
thinking.
exactly. A picture is a picture. A picture's
Yeah.
worth 1,000
It's
words,
how
but
you
who's the
perceive it,
picture?
how you want to explain it, what you think it is.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
that's
And
all it
so
can be, really, man.
it's really that simple. And so when people say that, well, how come do I refer everything back to the human body? It's because when I started out with spirituality, I started out with Orisha. And if you type in Orisha symbols, you'll see that Isu and Elegagba and Ogun and Oludumare, all these personifications of Shango and Oshun and Isu, all these personifications represented Mars and Mercury and the darkness of the waters before the land. And it all represented the same stuff that Brother Sanchez and Brother Santos, and as well as we all break it down. So as long as we keep regurgitating historical things, right, we're going to always keep coming up with a gumbo pot of information. So that's why I asked from the beginning, what is the solution to analyzing these symbols as pictograms? Because none of us can say that that's what that truly meant.
That's true. A lot of things I just brainwashing. I mean, I just be brainwashing, actually just questioning if something seems, like weird. Like, what does this mean? What does that mean? I was able to bring up. They call it galactic Mayan alchemy. And here you see the little picture here representing the chakra. So I mean, if we read on, it said, despite surface appearances, there is a secret planetary alchemy behind the scenes. The more we cultivate by our own interconnection to source, the more we assist the divine alchemy. You agree with that, Dojo?
If I agree with, I'm sorry, my man. Well, I was trying to put a link into the chat room. Can you repeat yourself, please?
Yeah. I'm just reading this part right here. Despite surface appearances, that is a secret planetary alchemy occurring behind the scenes. The more we cultivate our own interconnection to source, the more we assist the divine alchemy. You agree with that, or
I agree with the wordplay. Yes, I do. I noticed that the writer or the person who was sourcing this, they spelled the galactic Mayan. Mayan is Maya, not Mayan. I agree to a certain extent because I understand what they're trying to say in their words. Even though planetary is not a word that I subscribe to, you know what I'm
me
saying?
neither?
I understand where they're getting at. See, that, like I said, last live stream that you had, that
Hmm.
when we begin to study alchemy, right, it appears that we're looking for the source of life without the source of a creator. That's what alchemy pretty much is, to my perspective.
And that's mine as well,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
that's
Looking for the
exactly what
source of life without a creator.
But what if the creator used alchemy to create? What if he was the source of alchemy? Because
That's but
I,
that's the
the
catch. That's the
one thing I
catch.
don't agree with. One thing I don't agree with alchemy is that they say that thought was the I hear a bunch of feedback, but the thought was basically just the one that just basically just came out of thin air, and he created alchemy and all of this. I just basically just use him for a reference. I really don't subscribe to all of it because I was like, we had to have had a creator put here. I mean, we had to had a creators be put here, and I'm thinking, what if the creator used alchemy himself, but they kind of doctored the books to make it look like we was put here by mistake, and then alchemy came along. The common ancestor could have been thought that brought alchemy along. That's something I don't agree with. I don't subscribe to either. And I'll rest. Yeah, the floor is yours, whoever.
I don't want to get I don't want to get no one misconstrued when I say that alchemy, to my perspective, alchemy is the search for creative source without a creator. What I mean by that is I know many of you have seen my background before. So you've seen enough statues around my home to show you that I've studied Egypt and I've studied Greek and I've studied these little things, regardless if I've studied Thorold or not, you know. And so let me clarify when I say that. When I say that alchemy, to my perspective, is searching for a source of life without a creator, it's not coming from a perspective of someone who does not believe in a creator. It's coming from a perspective of saying, how much do we know of sustenance? How much knowing of knowledge do we know of the miracle machine, which we call, or should I say, I call the human body? How much do I know of thyself? Okay, and so when every time I'm speaking of alchemy or chemistry, I'm speaking of physiology and anatomy of the human. And the reason why I go that route, because no matter how much I've studied alchemy, whether through mythology or whether through a book, it always led me back to some type of alchemical combustion within the immune system or the digestive tract. It only made sense going that route. Any other route when I studied mythology left me with more doubt than actual logic. And so that's why I coin alchemy something that's more looking for the life source without a creator, because you're digging so deep to inorganic, to minerals. Because if this is not the case, then why does alchemists speak of these elements? These elements is what give us this natural sciences. So when we say that the creator is perhaps one of the grandest alchemists out there, indeed so. Perhaps to the point where we can't even fathom how the creator can alchemically create human beings. That is what alchemy is to me. How close can I come to create a human being without the assistance of the creator? I yield the floor.
Yeah, somebody in the chat, thank you, thank you for that too. By the way, Dojo, and someone in the chat says about good times for all. I guess. He says, for me, alchemy is removing the salt and spirit or alcohol from plants and minerals to consume greater concentration while putting our own vibrations into medicine. That's interesting.
I agree on that 100%. I mean,
That's kind of like what you do anyway, ain't it, with your greenhouse thing?
and that's the thing. The metabolic system of every human being is the alchemical reactor. The alchemical reactor is the metabolic system.
That's true. I remember I heard you say that before. It does make sense though. But you see how like they got like the divine source. See,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just wanted to add before you go on. The reason why it's divine source is because no matter how deep and how in depth we want to go about alchemy and the alchemical equation about everything, where in alchemy and what is the source of consciousness? How does consciousness and human awareness, how does the energy or the consciousness of the pineal gland or whoever wants to break it down the way they want to, how does the consciousness embed into the human thought when it comes to alchemy? No matter how we want to discuss this as alchemists, We can discuss all these periodic table of elements. We can discuss particles, and we can discuss waves and formations and frequencies. But the big question when it comes to divine source is, where does the consciousness take place? How are we able to think our way through these things that create us?
Yeah, and you know what I noticed a lot of thing with this alchemy, like a lot of people try to leave spirituality out of it, like it's and and
Um,
I think it has some a role to play in it, but I've never researched it all that much, but I've noticed that a lot.
You're right.
But it's
That's because that spirituality is that spark. It's like,
yeah,
where does it come from? How do we get that
exactly,
spark?
and it's like that's never addressed, and when you start looking into this, you know what I mean? Like it takes you another direction. Seems like to me. But I don't know. Like it says right here, the most direct way to bypass karma and cut the cords of repeating more lower dimensional tape loops is to make our connection with the source our top priority. And it's like, I feel this way. It's like the more you know thyself, the closer you become to that connection.
this is what I was getting ready to get at. Like, what if we search within ourselves, like to your answer, Dojo? Like, what if the answer is within ourselves, or our own personal chakra, if you will?
Yeah, you're knocking on heaven's door. I'm doing the same thing, my man. I can honestly say that being connected to the matrix, being who I am before, during, and after I've became a flat earther, I'm on the same quest that we all are, my man. I want to know how real is real, and I want to know what does it mean to die with my conscious. I mean, this is just where I'm at in my walk of life, as well as in my walk in academia. Is I really want to know what I want to know. I mean, regardless of how somebody else may perceive what I want to know, I want to know exactly, where does conscious take place in regards to organic and inorganic. I have some of the simplest questions, but the questions are so divine that some will hear the questions and be like, well, I don't have the answer for that. And I remember, if I'm not last but not least, before I forget, you as well as Tom was indicating how you guys walked on campuses of these universities and you spoke to some of these peers on these college campuses. That's something that I did have in my sojourn endeavor when it comes to 2018. I'm giving it a title called SZB, which is School Zone Blitz. I mean, the way I see it is the only way I'm going to get my answers is to blitz the school zones and righteously. I mean, the way I see it
Sometimes
is
you have to.
I have to. I
You
have
have to step on your ego.
I
You
mean,
have to step on your
at this
ego to do it. Step on your pride to do it, and you know.
at this point, it's not about ego or pride or any of this, any of the wordplay with me no more. Right? I mean,
Mhm.
these are the words that I share amongst my colleagues and my friends. Ego, pride, I mean, tolerance, and all of this. When I discuss scholarship and the mission that I'm on when it comes to the school systems, right? I am out to thrash them. I am out to thrash them. I am an anthologist. And so when you are an anthologist and you have the in-depth of information the way I do, the challenge is this. The challenge is, will your professor allow me to speak to his classroom for 2 to 5 minutes prior to answering the questions that I might deliver while I speak to the class? If the professor cannot answer any of my questions that do relate to the topic of discussion of his classroom, then obviously his syllabus must be modified.
He
And
has
so
no business being there.
he has no
Yeah,
business being there.
and his teachings and studies are totally limited in doing so. I mean, it's like limited. I had to talk with somebody at work yesterday about about people are just a lot of people are just human robots that act just like mechanical and electronic robots. You know what I'm saying? Everything is just like how a robot on the assembly line only does what it's programmed to do. And if you try to give it, and I asked somebody, they answered the question for me. I said, "What happened if you?" It's like, "What happened if you try to give give a robot a command that ain't been programmed to complete that task, or to?" She said it was either uh it either won't do it or it might malfunction. It might be, And I said, yeah. I said exactly. That's why. That's what happens with a lot of people. When it comes to egos and pride, they begin to malfunction when you try to teach them something that they ain't been programmed to do. I said that's why it's called program. That's why you attend a church program. That's why you attend a school program. That's why when you graduate, first thing they do when you walk through the door is hand you a program. You have been successfully indoctrinated to our school program. That's why you got the church program. When you walk in church, they hand you a program of the routine they're gonna keep you on from beginning, from the opening announcements to the bottom of the sermon to today's sermon or whatever. You see what I'm saying? I just wanted to throw that in there when as far as it goes to going to college campuses and school grounds that doing so you really gonna like you said Dojo, you really gonna have to be on your A game. You're gonna be a little nervous because you running into a pit full of wolves, but that's when you embrace it. You don't even when you approach them with confidence. Like I have, like other people, you approach them with confidence. Don't even don't even show them that you're nervous, even if you could be nervous as hell. Like just you walk in with confidence or whatever, and then they be like, "Oh wow, this thing." I don't want to believe it, but it's actually kind of making sense. But let me just hit them with this heliocentric logic anyway. And when they do, it's not even gonna bother you because you got confidence and truth on your side. And now you hit the floor.
Hey, who's out there, a flat earther, still looking for curvature? I think the curvature has been already. I stopped looking for curve a long time ago, especially when you know that the spherical model, a sphere is an imaginary model. The word is
Yeah,
imaginary, so the curve is an imaginary curve. Anybody tells you look for the curve, that's like looking for a. Oh my goodness.
you could have a PhD in mathematics and still not find it.
Right, right. The curve is elusive. It's an imaginary curve. It doesn't exist. It's like what most people would say indoctrination. That's the beautiful thing about this information is that when you neglect to accept what it's telling you until you have a chance to see who's telling you what they're telling you, it can be chaotic or it can be it can be harmonic, one or the other.
Oh man, we definitely got to come up here and to Dre. We definitely got to get Dre up here, man. He had a bad day. Come on into the chill. Come on into the chill show.
Hey, Dojo, here's what mainstream science says about consciousness. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Mainstream science says that consciousness must be a side effect of brain chemistry.
Interesting.
Isn't it?
I said, well, what?
It must be a side effect of brain chemistry. All right, and here's another one. Because I'm like fascinated over the consciousness stuff, man.
I am. I don't want to die. I definitely don't want to die without a conscience.
One theory,
That's
hey, one theory is that consciousness is created on a quantum subatomic scale through energy, which is consistently contained within the universe.
Hold on, y'all.
Wow, that's
I'm gonna
what.
step. I'm gonna step
All
away.
right,
Y'all go ahead and build. I'll be right back.
here's another one. This is another. His name's uh, Dr. David Hamilton said consciousness is and always has been in the universe through quantum particles, and when you are born, it's channeled into a physical being. Those are pretty interesting.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, they are interesting because when we look at consciousness, the last study that I looked up was the I don't know exactly what names of they are these scientists names. There's three scientists. They study under Stanford, And Stanford University, if I'm not mistaken, Stanford University just did a survey on a journal in regards to consciousness. They call it the spark plug. They call it the spark plug because the spark plug is Stanford University. A few scientists over there did a survey about the spark plug in regards to the consciousness. If you type in spark plug and consciousness, it should bring up the survey in regards to their journal. They're indicating that the consciousness was located right under where the reptilian brain meets the God damn it, excuse me, in the back where the central, not the central, where the spinal cord meets
Spinal cord.
Yes, they calling that the conscious spark plug. They're saying
Which
that
makes sense because a spark plug is what the resistance of electricity goes through. You see what I'm saying? Like that similarity makes sense. So who said this at Harvard?
My bad, not Stanford. It's Harvard studies decrypts the alchemy. It's Harvard. So a few scientists at Harvard, in which they're coining it as the spark plug, they were doing a study on the consciousness as well, but as in where it could be located in the brain, and according to the central nervous system. What they were coining it has something to do with the ventricle, with the fluid that's inside of the ventricles. The fluid inside of the ventricles, once it's cut off, like if your neck gets snapped or you get a concussion, that's what they're using as for the study guide. They're using a study guide of concussions and you being knocked out where consciousness may derive from. I yield the floor.
Yeah, I think I've heard someone speak about that similarity. Hey, but I'm gonna read you a couple more of these because they're kind of interesting. It says modern science will typically say that life is random, ultimately stemming from a random birth of subatomic particles. All right, now right here it says this guy says, I believe that the brain merely affects consciousness much in the same way that the quality of wiring in a TV affects the signal processing, thus the quality of the picture you get. I don't know, man. It's like you know what I mean?
It's real. When I do it before before I allow them to get me to the point where I'm so discouraged that I stop researching. It's that I've said it 100 times. I'm going to say it 1,000,000 times because it's really what it is how you collapse the scientific mindset who's trying to convince you something in regards to nomenclature, using big words.
Like this right here, this is what makes me like want to stop researching it, because it's like when you hear these wild ass claims, like, you know what I mean? It's like, but then again, they'll tell you that they don't have any idea about it, but then they start saying all this stuff.
Yeah, what it is that one thing that we know for sure, talking about the subject we're talking in hand, is about alchemy. Okay, when it comes to chemistry, all inorganic. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what anything that has a mass, anything that has a density, anything that has a weight must have been oxidized before. Anything. It does not matter what it is. And so when they say particles or talk to us about subatomic particles, how can they prove and identify these particles, each and every one that they speak of, in regards to before the particle? What predates a particle is a wave. And the only thing that gives us information about a wave is the frequency. So we have to be able to understand frequencies with our best rational mind. Because if we don't, right, then we cannot speak about particles or subatomic particles. They use quantum particles to keep us in this loop about quantum physics.
Physics, exactly.
Speaking theoretically, when they're speaking theoretically, is because they're ramming waves. I say it and I say it again. When you speak of subatomic particles are only the debris of ramming waves and frequencies. You cannot see quantum particles with the naked eye, but when waves and heat and temperatures collide, they give off subatomic particles. I use the floor.
This is definitely deep. Like I say, you seem to have a little more insight on this topic that I do. That's why I was wanted to. Oh, that's why I opened up the show, basically, the open house. You know, so we have open the discussions about this and chemistry, and people need to understand that chemistry originated from alchemy. Kind of, you know, alchemy is basically, in my perspective on it, is basically focusing on one element. You know, where chemistry is basically focusing on more than one element and combining them together. You know, that's my take on the whole alchemy chemistry thing.
Edward. This is not a snowflake. This is an
You know,
armadillo.
yeah, that I use the floor on that one, but I think as far as the end game, maybe the end game is waking up people to the truth. You know, and realize that the whole flat Earth movement, well, the whole flat Earth science is based off alchemy, or vice versa. You know, like you said, if you become one frequency with the Earth, I believe I believe um it shouldn't be a problem becoming one with alchemy as well. You see what I'm saying?
So it's a number.
And I'll use the floor on that one.
There is a guy. I'll share the video tomorrow because I'm scheduled to go live tomorrow with Phoenix Bars. There's a gentleman. He studied. He goes by the name of. His real name is Eric Grimm, and he goes by Tahuti Ptah Amun Ra. Okay, and the reason why he goes by Tahuti Ptah Amun Ra is because every personification of this deity, of the deity, he mastered. What he considers mastered because he's a Mason from the Luxor Temple in Egypt. I'm going to share a video of the guy. I know the guy very well. He was born and raised out here. He spent 5 years in Nepal studying meditation, and he spent 22 years in Egypt studying Egypt. I bring him up today in alchemy because he walks around with a hawk on his arm, and he also walks around smoking marijuana. And he considers marijuana to be an alchemy state. He uses marijuana as an alchemy state. He also has clearance to go to hospitals with this hawk, to Valley Children's Hospital, and entertain children. He's also known to miraculously heal people in regards to frequencies. His name is Eric Grimm. I will be displaying him shortly this week. Now, a lot of his science is pseudo. I say it's pseudo, and so does the newscast that I'm going to show you who interviewed him in my location. When they interviewed him, they were so stunned that they had no choice but to label it pseudo. And what Mr. Grimm indicates, he indicates what he learned as a Luxor priest. He indicates that he learned how to use frequencies in order to shrink diseases. Okay, and he has proof of a lot of things. He's also have shown how he can knock off 300 pounds in less than 5 weeks, and I'm not talking about using drugs. He knows how to use papyri and draw these ancient symbols on the papyri, and as he chart the ancient symbols on the papyri, the symbols begin to shrink. As the symbols begin to shrink on the papyri, the lymphatic vessels within inside the human being begins to filtrate out the toxins, and the human being begins to be cured from its disease. I yield the floor. How about this? Since there's so much dead air, what I'm going to do is I'm not trying
I
to
had
take
to
up.
step away for a minute. I'm sorry.
I know you are. I know you are. Don't worry about it, my man. I know you at the house with your fam bam. What I'm going to do, I just said some powerful stuff about a friend of mine. What I'm doing now is I'm looking on YouTube really quick so I can give you
Hey, put that link in the group chat there.
That's exactly what I'm about to do. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able. Am I able to share my screen real quick, Jamaican, or should I just share it in the group chat?
You can share it here if you want. Just let me know.
How can I share my screen? Can I
Let's
share my
see.
screen?
Yeah, you using a computer? How you using
I
it?
just clicked it right now. Is my screen being displayed?
There you go. Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
this
Just before I share your screen, put it in full screen so to have the link.
all right, wait, don't show it yet then. I don't know what the hell you just said. Let me hold on. You know what, better yet, I'm just gonna take this thing and drop it because I don't want to end up making a mistake. What I'm about to do is go ahead and copy and paste this link. It's only the link of the video clip is only 4 minutes long, but the video clip is in my location. This is Eric Grimm. When I
Oh, there you go. Just hit F11.
no.
Yeah, you was good. Hit F11.
Hit F11.
Yeah, hit F11.
All
All
right,
right,
there.
good. Now I'm finna share it to
There
everybody.
you go.
All right, let me go to this guy. Let me see. Here we go. Let me get back. Is that my mouse? Yeah, that's my mouse. Here we go. Let me let's do this.
There you go. You're shared, bro.
It takes some effort and real willpower.
That's right. Now imagine weighing 550 pounds and barely being able to move. KMPH News reporter Eric Rosales discovered a Tulare woman who lost nearly 300 pounds in just a few months with the help, she says, of ancient Egyptian symbols. It's a story you're seeing only on KMPH News.
Walking hand in hand with her husband some 6 months ago would be an impossible feat for LaShonda Ingram Philpott. That's because the Tulare woman weighed over 550 pounds and had to take dozens of medication just to survive. LaShonda says with the help of the staff at Redwood Springs Health Center in Visalia and her brother, an Egyptian priest, she lost nearly 300 pounds.
I feel blessed. I feel wonderful. I can breathe.
What's so remarkable, LaShonda says in the past 2 months, she lost over 220 pounds of the 300. That's like 2 10-pound sacks of potatoes coming off her body every week. So how did she do it? LaShonda says with the help of her brother, Dr. Tahuti Patah, she says, who specializes in astroneurophysiology.
We know the science of the body, but we don't understand the science of the mind. We don't understand what the mind is capable of doing. We understand what the brain is capable of doing, but we don't understand what the mind is capable of doing.
Dr. Patah says, with astroneurophysiology, a chart like this is customized to every patient. And when you take a close look at the chart, you see hieroglyphs. Those hieroglyphs represent a part of your body, and it actually helps heal the body by opening up your neural path, your brain path, allowing the body to heal itself.
Each of these symbols represents the blood vessel, veins inside of her body. And as the swelling goes down, it will change.
LaShonda's goal to be 145 pounds. Her brother says she can accomplish by September. With new grafts he's making, holistic medications like herbs or teas, and fruit smoothies for vitamins. Many American doctors question the validity of what they would call a pseudoscience or worse. But no one question LaShonda's amazing results.
Now I
So
just
that was her that lost all that weight.
can tighten everything up and ready to put on my heels.
Good for her either way. Well, Dr. Patah says that he's been studying this type of science for 22 years and has been practicing it in Egypt for 5 years. He says that it's not just weight loss. He's helped patients with psychological issues and even cancer. Ashley, I have to be honest
Your
with you,
screen cut off, Dojo.
stand it, but he says that his sister is living.
Now, as I'm saying, that gentleman right there, I know him. He's a part of my holistic gang. His name is Eric Ingram. I haven't brought him to the forefront yet because I got to know what I'm doing. But he is an Egyptian priest, and I yield the floor.
You said
All
Eric,
right, my question
Eric
is,
Eric Ingram.
who created that with the hieroglyphs and all that? Is that his work, or has that been out there before?
That is his work. Everything is done with his own hand. He just knows the ancient arts. Like he knows things that he's a Luxor Mason, but not through the Western academia. He was like it mentioned, the guy knows some things, all right? And he knows how to use minerals and nutrition in order to do alchemy. He is an alchemist.
Yeah, thank you so much for that good presentation. I was I was looking at I was at first I got confused what he was doing with the door, and then I realized okay he was trying to go over symbols. I was thinking that the guy was saying that the door had to be cut open to let the woman leave the house or something. But
Oh, she was hospitalized. She was hospitalized because she was over 500 pounds. She was pushing 600 pounds.
wow,
Prior to her weight, and they're them filling her, giving her a fistful of pills, chemical pills, because she felt depressed, discouraged, and everything else. All right, you gotta excuse the background noise. My wife is home from work, and my kids are here, as I were. She was literally on her deathbed, over 600 pounds. When Mr. Ingram flew back into town, because he's on a not a visa, but a what do you call that thing? What do you call those blue things you get to go back and forth to countries?
you said
What? A passport. Okay.
Passport.
Ingram is on okay, it's a passport. Mr. Ingram is on a passport because he has been out of the country too long. Kind of like how the Nuwabians are. So when Mr. Ingram was came back in because of his sister, listen to me very carefully. When you have a passport and you come from a different country, you are able to fill out paperwork to say what is your disposition at work. Okay, so that is why he was able to be titled an astroneurophysiologist by the newscast. The newscast labeled him an astroneurophysiologist because when you come into our country with a passport, you're able to tell them what type of profession you do as a living. Okay,
Without showing any
mm,
kind of
showing any proof.
yeah.
Exactly, Bo. And so when Mr. Ingram came in and he performed his mighty works, it's only evident that we saw the lady on the display. She lost over 300 something pounds in no time. He took her off all the chemicals. I know exactly the sciences he proved, excuse me, that he performed. Now, do I and Mr. Ingram get along very well? No, we don't, due to the fact that he preferred to use mysticism and I prefer to use factual physiology, and I want to know exactly how something is being performed. I yield the
I'm
floor.
sorry. And how do you pronounce his profession again?
Astro,
Astroneurology.
yes, listen to how he did it. Astro, as in as above, neuro, as below your mind, physiology, as your body. Astro neurophysiology.
Now that's deep.
It's really not that deep, my man, because like I've been mentioning before, it's nomenclature. Nomenclature is when you're speaking these different sciences like neurology. In order for him to open up the neural pathways of someone's brain, he would have had to understand some methods of neurology. As an alchemist, he can learn these neural pathways without a book. He can learn the neural pathways through meditation. Just with him learning neurology and learning astrology, similar to what Brother Santos was saying to Brother Sanchez, he is the living example in my presentation today, the proof that Mr. Ingram has self-mastered himself in order to fine-tune somebody else's frequency. When they are sick, he knows how to do these things. I yield the
But
floor.
didn't Vivian Thomas do the same thing?
But look,
Really not reading the medical book or anything,
But this is what I don't
but
like is where they
knew how to operate on the human body. You know, the black doctor Vivian Thomas, didn't he do the same thing? He never went to medical school or read a book, but he knew how to work. He knew how to work on the body.
I'm gonna go ahead and then yield the floor. I'm gonna go into listening. I'm not, and before I go, I want you to understand real closely that the person that I presented today, I wasn't presenting him to hold him on a pedestal or some type of throne. I was doing so to let people know who have witnessed this today, and the link that I shall drop to display him, that there is a science out there that is obviously able to be performed by all of us, regardless of your creed. And
and I
I,
want and what bothers me, Dojo, is that when people find this out, that it becomes like their own. Like they're the only one that knows it. They don't want to share it. It's like, what are you doing? How is it done? What's the process?
It's
Yeah, the
because of the
gatekeeping.
matrix. It's because of the matrix why someone like himself at his caliber won't share certain things. Not only that, it's because certain people expect a miracle on the fly. Okay, and there's no such thing as a miracle on the fly unless the creator has performed it. Now, let me ask you, let me ask you guys this question. How old do you think Mr. Ingram is? Take a guess.
He looked like he could have been like 36, 37.
Mr. Ingram is 55.
Wow.
It is alchemy. Alchemy is the fountain of youth. I yield the floor.
Hold on. I must have got confused. Ingram was the white guy walking with the black lady. I
Oh,
thought,
No, hell no.
okay.
Professor Hootie, the brother in the brother who's the brother in the video who helped his sister. His real name is Eric Ingram. He goes by Professor Tahuti Amin Ra Patah. He goes by that name because he has self-mastered those nectarus. The things that Brother Sanchez talks about is not a lie. We can sit here and discuss
Dude's
these things.
proving that to you right there.
That's what I'm trying to do, Bo. Thank you, Bo. I'm trying to show people that these things that Brother Sanchez talks about are being performed. These things are not being performed because they went to a medical school. These things are being performed because they studied across the plane, and they believed in these ancient mythological healings. These healings are true. I yield the floor.
And what was deep in that video is what you got to really look at is when they attacked it with pseudoscience immediately.
Yeah, I noticed
Thank you,
that.
Bo. Thank you, Bo. Thank you, Bo.
I
Yeah,
noticed that.
because listen, I don't, you know, I mean, anything is possible, and to say that that guy can't do that is crazy. Because first of all, you don't know what he knows, what he's been, his teachings are. You know, it's like you're not going to hear this stuff on mainstream media either that it's working. Because I mean, look what he did. He didn't use medication, and that's the big problem there. It's like they want you to believe that it's pseudoscience, but they also want you to believe that medicine's the answer.
Right.
And he proved that.
Yeah.
Look at all the medication she was on. The woman couldn't even get out of the house. And here he comes back, and next thing you know, that's what you missed, Science Academy. Like what he was saying is he brought her out of that house.
Yes. Yes. He finally got it to where she had enough confidence to get back on her feet. She lost enough weight and she got off all the pills. You got to understand that the mind is so easy to become addicted to these pharmaceutical drugs because of these opioids. And not only that, I'm beginning to believe that anxiety and agony is more addictive than any drug or any pill you can pop. Agony is something that is so addictive these days, especially to someone who feel discouraged about themselves.
Yeah.
And so when I see Mr. Ingram, I give him the utmost respect, regardless of the fact I want to slander his ideology, even though it's based on Luxor, he's a Mason and things like that. To each their own. But the proof is in the pudding, and I've seen him perform his works. I yield the floor.
Yeah, because one thing you got to think
I
about
wouldn't mind subscribing to him. Does he have a YouTube? I probably can subscribe and learn some things from him.
Oh, Mr. Ingram does not get down like this, gentlemen. That's what I was trying to indicate. When
and you know why? It's because he don't want his teaching stolen and spread it all over the place and people claiming it.
He doesn't want to be killed like the rest of the 72 holistic doctors that are being knocked off. We have to understand this information that we speak is the life and death is in the tongue. All right. And that's why some of us don't share certain sciences, is because before we even get through the slander, right, those people who are paying too close of attention are the ones leaking the information to those who are coming to take our lives.
That is true.
Hey, but you noticed, I peeped this in that video. You noticed not one time, that was mainstream news, correct?
Yeah.
That was mainstream.
Not one time did they discredit that woman losing that weight from his teachings or whatever you want to call it. Like they didn't discredit that. Like they didn't say, well, you know, like this lady, like he was helping her and stuff. They didn't discredit none of that. They just discredit like his work. Like, but they didn't say, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like they didn't say, well, she was doing this and that and this. Like they didn't say any of that.
No, so they discredited his work because they didn't figure out first. They didn't figure out how to help her first.
It's an ancient.
If she would have been on any medications, they would have brought that up. This could have been this though, but they didn't do that. They knew.
It's an ancient. it's an art of war, but it's an ancient method that even Jesus Christ of Nazareth pulled. Every time Jesus performed something that seemed like it was on a magnitude of getting everybody to awake, they came to rush to kill him and he would disappear. Same with my brother Ingram. Every time somebody does something that can help somebody else or give off the frequency that they have the genuine care for someone else, we as human beings want to stomp that out. We want to
Yeah, we
dominate.
want to look for all the holes and negative things and try to discredit it and disprove it. And
He
it's
doesn't.
crazy, man.
True.
But we don't do that to the doctors that when we go in there and they say, here's this paper script, go fill it. You don't question that or even look it up. But someone comes with some natural science and it's like people go hard on them.
Attack him. They want to. They want
Yeah,
to.
it's crazy.
Yeah. He stays under radar because no matter what, they will knock him off. His proof is in his pudding. No matter what, he's undone some miraculous things, man. And he's not no different than all of us. We all, if you listen to the news clip, he tells the news clip the same thing as well as the news clip paraphrases what he said. They said that he teaches each human being how to do it for themselves. It's the immune system of the human being that begins to correspond with the metabolic system of the human being that actually saves the human being's life from disease.
He
It's
just
not,
shows you the
Hmm.
path.
he just shows you the path.
Yeah.
And they try to knock it. They basically they
So
kind of
listen,
putting him like he on a pedestal stool and be like, you know what, I'm just knocking him out the pedestal and discredit all his science and all his hard
okay.
work. But like you said, you go to the doctor, you don't question nothing. You don't question why does this prescription have include mercury? Um why does this prescription include lithium, for example? Just throw that out there. It's just but yes, like you said, somebody comes through with a great solution. They want to knock them off. They want to knock them off instead of researching and try to build from it, just so they can go depend on the doctors
Well,
or
here's my
something.
thing with it, like not like she did all these medications and stuff before, like the damage that it done to her body. You notice they don't talk about that. Why didn't they bring that? Why didn't that news reporter bring that up? Like, hey, why don't you try this natural way? Because nothing this man's doing can harm you physically. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like,
and he didn't.
yeah. So it's
I mean,
like,
she didn't.
why wouldn't they advocate like, hey, try this before prescription medications? That right there tells you like that. I mean, that pisses me off when they do that.
It tells you who runs everything, who controls the medicine within the news.
But he was cool. He was up there just showing you. He didn't have that ego saying, I know this, I know that. He just laid it out there for you and take it how you want it. If you're smart enough to understand it, like, hey, that seems like a more logical route to take for whatever problems you have than going to prescription drugs first.
Hmm.
That was a
He
good
said,
video.
what would that say, Dojo? Where he left. What would that just ask him? Where would I start looking for more info on that? You know?
Yeah, I can't remember what he called it, but whatever. You had to scroll it back a little bit and find out the name of it. But there's some truth in there, man. You could tell just by the way that the wordplay was in that video.
Hmm.
They
I wonder
wait
what
right
happened.
to
Did he
the
mean to
they
drop
show
out?
you all they show you all that good stuff and wait to the end and say pseudo, pseudo. Like, come on.
They was kind yeah, he like it's like
That was like a
I don't
good
get it.
story, man. Like the woman like lost all this weight and become healthy, and then all of a sudden they got to bring that out to discredit it. Like, come on. What happened to the dojo?
I'm asking him right now. I still see him out in the chat. It disappeared now. What? Okay, I got you. He said the hangout disappeared. What?
I I didn't have any problems.
Yeah, I'm finna add him back.
He might have just dropped off like a connection or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, hold on.
What?
What then? I cannot type.
That
What?
would work. Glitch from invisible. That game. That would work.
What are you doing? What did she tell you you was
They
doing?
say, I mean, they said 11.
Is it?
Hey, I'll be right back.
Okay.
7:13.
Okay.
I'll be invisible. I don't get it.
There you go. There you go, Dojo. I'll send it back out to you, brother.
Oh, just
Mm-hmm. Bless you.
thank
Girl, guys.
think I got a code.
They got sniped. Oh, wow.
I think that's a code. Good. Nice.
That Friday night rap. Come on, Dre. Get up on the panel, bro.
Oh.
I'm trying to pick up. Okay, you probably got to refresh your screen. That might help too. This what I'm telling Karen over them there. I'm like, anytime you open up your panel, just go ahead and keep putting it full screen. Because especially when you show your screen, you won't even have to worry about it. The call is not coming through. Okay. I'm sending it to you on your messenger again then. It's more than one way to get the truth out there. As Dre would say, get the truth out there. I'm going to get you on there and get the truth out there. There you go. I put the link out there.
So what happened to him?
I don't know. Let me see.
Is he able to join again?
Wow, my boy just sent me a link. My boy DQ, he just sent me a link on Facebook. I might read it here shortly. Yeah, I just sent it to him. I just sent it to him through Facebook Messenger. So maybe let me check to see. Call's not coming through. Crazy. There you are. Welcome back.
Maybe. Okay, that's me. That's me. But I was supposed to get off a minute ago. I don't know what happened. Man, I think things started to jam up. Can y'all hear me?
There you are. Yeah. We hear you just fine, bro.
Okay, I'm me. That's me. But I gotta.
This man.
Yeah, the wife is throwing
As
stuff at
serious
me.
as he is when he be building, he still know how to be goofy from time to time.
Right, that was a great video, man. I appreciate you
glad you guys
dropping
enjoyed
that.
it. I've been wanting to share that with
That
you.
man gotta be over here tickled, man. I can't stop laughing.
I got my neighbor.
Oh God.
He got a little Jada rolled up. I'm gonna mute my mic. But if you guys are on when I come back from my garage, I'll join the party. If not, it was a pleasure being on today, Jamaican. And I'm not saying goodbye, but I just need to take an intermission for about a good 30 minutes. If that's cool.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Shit, I'll probably be done in here in another 10 to 15 minutes.
Hey, you know what? I'm
Actually,
gonna jump
I
off
go
of here
for it
too.
too. Huh?
I'm
Okay.
gonna jump. I'm getting shit thrown at me for being on here.
Yeah, I know, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and plug my channel right now, fellas, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day.
Absolutely. Go ahead and plug your classroom.
All right, but man, this is Dojo Time West. Dojo Time East is Phoenix Bars. I like to go ahead and plug my classroom. That's Dojo Time. You can go ahead and find in my subscription. You can find Class Dojo for Parents. It's self-explanatory what that page is for, starting 2018. I like to go ahead and pay homage to Flat Earth Jamaican, aka Science Academy, for having me today throughout the day, as well as my distractions when my plumber came by and all that. Much love, Jamaican. Much love, Jackson. Much love to Tom, too, the elder who came on today. Tom, you're going to do great things. I know it. And peace and shout out to everybody in the chat room. Much love. Pro Frequency. Yes, I'm out.
All right. So thank you so much for that warm outro, Pro Frequency. Um, and of course, it's your boy Jovan McCarty, Jamaican Titan, aka Mr. Science Academy himself, getting ready to sign off. And just to say, um, to find alchemy, you really just got to find it within yourself. You can't practice alchemy in the world without, practicing on thyself first. And with that being said, remember, keep it true science. Be kind to each other. Stay true to yourself. Stay flat. Keep it flat. Class dismissed. Thanks for coming.